Hi, I'm Kyle Rittenhouse, Outreach Director for Texas Gun Rights. A lot of people are upset that I said I'm going to be writing in Ron Paul for President of the United States. And that is true. I will be writing in Ron Paul. Unfortunately, Donald Trump had bad advisors making him bad on the Second Amendment, and that is my issue. If you cannot be completely uncompromisable on the Second Amendment, I will not vote for you, and I will write somebody else in. We need champions for the Second Amendment, or our rights will be eaten away and eroded each day. I support my decision, and I have no takebacks.
Y'all know how we talk about bingo cards and how certain things may not be on it. Well, I can honestly say that this was not on my 2024 bingo card. Now, this was brought to my attention by a couple of my subscribers. One had informed me on Instagram, and then another had informed me on Discord. So shout out to both of those individuals because they are helping to guide me with this particular triple P. And honestly, I didn't have a triple P lined up for a while, but it's just interesting how things just fall into my lap. So Kyle Rittenhouse has come out and he has officially declared that he will not be supporting Donald Trump in this upcoming election and that he's going to be writing in Ron Paul. And the response from this is actually the triple P version of this. But before I actually get into the responses, I wanted to get into the reasoning as to why he said he's not going to support him. Now, he said in the video that Donald Trump is very weary when it comes to Second Amendment rights, which of course you know is the right to bear arms, and Kyle Rittenhouse has announced that he's a part of this organization that is pro power tool. I put it like that. And he says that Donald Trump's views does not line up with his when it comes to this, so he can't support him. Now let me go ahead and read this article coming from the BBC, and then once we get to the article, we're gonna get to the funny part, and that's the responses that people gave, and it was a lot of them. Conservative campaigner Kyle Rittenhouse says he will not vote for Donald Trump in November's US election because he thinks the ex-president is quote-unquote bad at protecting gun rights. Mr. Rittenhouse, now 21, shot dead 2 men during racial unrest in Kenosha, Wisconsin in August 2020. He was cleared of all charges the following year after arguing self-defense. Instead of Trump, he plans to write in former Libertarian presidential nominee Ron Paul on the ballot. Trump has repeatedly vowed to protect Americans' rights to own guns and to roll back Biden-era restriction on firearms. Mr. Rittenhouse, who became a cause célèbre among some U.S. conservatives during his trial, met Trump just a week after being cleared of charges in November 2021, with the president calling him a quote-unquote fan. In an online post early on Friday, Mr. Rittenhouse, now outreach director for the group Texas Gun Rights, said that unfortunately Donald Trump has bad advisors, making him bad on the Second Amendment, which protects gun ownership in the U.S. So basically, he's saying in so many words that it's not necessarily Trump himself, it's the people around him that are quote-unquote anti-Second Amendment rights, and that means he can't fully support him. And I told people, I said the people around 45 are the ones that are probably going to be his downfall and not necessarily Trump himself. It's going to be the people around him. Y'all can go on record and say that I have said that several times. It's the people around him that's going to mess him up. I mean, look at who he chose to be his vice president pick. If you cannot be completely uncompromisable on the Second Amendment, I will not vote for you, he said on X, formerly Twitter. It's crazy, they still gotta announce it as that because people still don't know that X was Twitter. But anyway, we need champions for the Second Amendment or our rights will be eaten away and eroded each day. I support my decision and I have no takebacks, he added. Soon after his post, Mr. Rittenhouse shared another post from the leader of the National Association for Gun Rights outlining the group's criticism of Trump's record. It cites his support while president for raising the minimum age for gun purchases and openness to expanded background checks. Trump quickly backed away from those ideas at the time. The list also included Trump's 2018 ban on bump stocks, an accessory that allows semi-automatic rifles to fire hundreds of bullets per minute, similarly to a machine gun. The Supreme Court overturned the prohibition 2 months ago. Mr. Rittenhouse video drew the ire of some Trump supporters, some of whom responded with expletive-laden tirades. The left hates you and MAGA will shun you, one user wrote. But the former president's political opponents celebrated with some termed a breakup between Mr. Rittenhouse and Trump. When you've lost Kyle Rittenhouse, Trump campaign is in trouble, posted the Lincoln Project, an anti-Trump group. Trump, now the Republican nominee for president, has repeatedly vowed to protect gun rights if elected in November's election. In February, he told a meeting of the National Rifle Association that every single Biden attack on gun owners and manufacturers will be terminated on my very first week back in office. In 2021, the most recent year for available data, more than almost 49,000 people in the U.S. died of firearm-related injuries, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The figure includes both murders and suicides. So now that we've gotten through that, you already actually heard one response based on what I read, but that's really low tier compared to what I'm about to show you. So I'm going to post up about 10 different responses. Some of them are multiples because the way that I screenshotted it was on X. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna probably leave each one on the screen for about 20 seconds so you can read each one and really just laugh at some of these responses because they are goddamn hilarious. So as you can see by all of these screenshots right here, they are pretty pissed off. And y'all can see by some of the ones that I was putting up there, they had things ranged saying, F you, you're a sellout, we supported you, and all this, that, and the third. And I'm sitting here saying to myself, yeah, y'all supported him. We told y'all how this guy was, but y'all said that he was a good guy. He was one of you. But this also shows you how cultish MAGA it really is. They have tossed this man to the wolves because of his own beliefs. It just shows you right here, once you are on a particular side, you have to stay there. And if you decide to toe that line or to step out of line, this is what they will do, and this is how they will disregard you or discard you. I saw a post up on Instagram where somebody said, I bet you they wish they locked them up now. And I'm willing to bet in some of those responses and many more that we have not seen, they probably were saying and echoing the same exact thing. It is what it is. I don't feel bad for him. We told them what kind of person this dude was back then, but because of what he did and who he did it to, and because of the events surrounding it, y'all was all in support of him. Now look at you. Now y'all got a bunch of egg on your face and you gotta eat that nasty ass filthy crow. Okay, listen, this is one for the books. Never have I ever had to run the theme song back and rewind it again because something else came out. And I was trying to decide, should I just scrap the whole thing and make it into a live stream or keep what I have and add on to what just came out. So one of my subscribers sent me a DM in Discord and it says Kyle Rittenhouse has backpedaled on what he said earlier. Now, mind you, if you look at the dates, it wasn't even a whole 24 hours when he made the initial statement. It was all within like the same day. So I'm gonna read to you what this screenshot says. It says, over the past 12 hours, I've had a series of, and this is coming from Rittenhouse, I've had a series of productive conversations with members of the Trump team, and I am confident he will be the strong ally gun owners need to defend our Second Amendment rights. My comments made last night were ill-informed and unproductive. I'm 100% behind Donald Trump and encourage every gun owner to join me in helping send him back to the White House. And it's crazy how the reason why this is so funny to me is, one, because how fast he switched back up. It was very quickly, like I said, not even 24 hours. But what I thought was even more interesting, and shout out to the person who sent me these additional screenshots I'm about to show you, is how quickly those same individuals who had nothing but contempt for him in the earlier screenshots that y'all saw now have switched up and said, you know, you're a good person, you're doing the right thing, I'm sorry for what I said about you earlier, no, trust and believe me, they meant exactly that. This right here is showing proof how flimsy MAGA and it really is, how fake and phony they truly are. But it is hilarious to me. Like I tell you, this is one of the most interesting triple P's I will have ever done on my channel. I don't think anything at this point can top it. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, but let me go ahead and show y'all these screenshots.
Thank you.
But you want to know what's so interesting about this whole situation is that I'm actually glad that this played out the way that it did, so people can see what it's really like. It's like, wow, now it really actually proves without the shadow of a doubt that this organization, that MAGAville, is indeed running itself like almost like a cult, almost like a gang. Like, look at how fast they turned on him when he said what he said earlier, and look at how quickly it changed up when he said, you know what, my bad. This, oh my God. Y'all, I keep telling y'all, I'm so over this election cycle. I really am. Y'all need to share this far and wide with as many people as you possibly can. You cannot make this up. I swear, this, if y'all needed a pick-me-up to get your day started, this right here is most definitely it.